When most people think of money, they imagine coins, cash, maybe a credit card. And when they think of how it all began, they picture barter: I trade you chickens, you give me grain. Eventually, that's too clunky, so we invent money. Right? David Graeber, an anthropologist, says that story is completely wrong. In Debt, the first 5,000 years, Graeber argues that money didn't evolve from barter. In fact, there's almost no evidence that large-scale societies ever relied on barter economies. What came first wasn't money, but debt. Long before coins existed, people used credit. In ancient Mesopotamia, farmers borrowed silver or grain to plant crops, paid it back with interest at harvest. These weren't private deals. Temples and palace bureaucracies recorded debts on clay tablets. And the interest rates? Standardized. What's wild is that these societies didn't even have coins yet. They had units of account like silver shekels, but those units mostly existed on paper. People weren't carrying silver around. They were tracking debts. Debt, in Graeber's view, is the true foundation of economies. But unlike simple trade, debt comes loaded with morality. You owe someone. You're obligated. That introduces power. If you can't pay, you're in trouble, sometimes literally enslaved. This moral weight is why religions talk so much about forgiving debts. The Bible's Jubilee laws canceled debts every 50 years. Ancient rulers in Mesopotamia also declared clean slates after plagues or wars to prevent total social collapse. Then came coinage, around 600 BCE. But even that, Graeber argues, wasn't invented to make markets easier. It was to pay soldiers. Empires like Persia and Rome minted coins to fund war, then taxed their citizens to get those coins back. Money spread because empires needed to finance violence. So money didn't evolve peacefully from barter. It was born in bureaucracies, temples, and battlefields. And it carried with it a strange contradiction. Debt was both a sacred promise and a tool of domination. Graeber's big question is this: if debt is not a neutral economic tool, but a deeply moral relationship, who gets to define what's fair? Today, countries drown in debt. Students owe thousands before they even begin their lives. But we're told those debts are absolute, unchangeable, like gravity. Graeber reminds us, they're not. Debt is a human invention. We can reinvent it.